What if you could turn back the clock on aging? Not just the wrinkles and gray hair, but the deep cellular breakdown. A groundbreaking wave of research into tiny molecules called peptides is making that idea seem less like science fiction and more like a real possibility. Now, the title of this video is a bold claim, and I know what you're thinking. So, are peptides just another overhyped promise in a long line of them? Or is this the real deal? We're about to break down the actual science, look at the evidence, and figure out if we are on the verge of a genuine anti-aging revolution. Stick around, because the answer is a lot more complex, and frankly, more exciting than you might think. Before we get to the solution, let's talk about the problem, aging itself. For all of human history, we've just accepted it as a one-way street to decline. But what is actually going on in our bodies? At the cellular level, aging is really a story of accumulating damage. Imagine a photocopier making copies of copies. Eventually, the quality starts to suck. Our cells are doing the same thing, constantly dividing, but with each new copy, little errors creep in. Two main culprits are driving this decline. The first is the shortening of our telomeres. Think of the little plastic tips on your shoelaces. Those are like telomeres, protecting the vital genetic information in your chromosomes. Every time a cell divides, those telomeres get a little bit shorter. Once they get too short, the cell can't divide safely anymore, so it either dies or enters a state of old age. This brings us to culprit number 2, cellular senescence. When a cell gets too old or damaged, it's supposed to hit a self-destruct button in a process called apoptosis. But some cells refuse to go quietly. They linger around like tiny freeloaders, becoming what scientists call senescent cells, or more graphically, zombie cells. These zombie cells don't just sit there, they actively pump out inflammatory chemicals that damage the healthy cells around them. This creates a toxic environment that speeds up aging throughout the body and contributes to age-related diseases. So, the core issues are clear. Our genetic instruction manual gets worn out, and our bodies get overrun by inflammatory zombie cells. For decades, these problems seemed unbeatable. But now, a new class of molecules is offering a way to push back. So, what's the potential fix? It comes in the form of peptides. Simply put, peptides are short chains of amino acids, the basic building blocks of proteins. Think of them as tiny biological text messages. Your body already makes thousands of different peptides to handle specific jobs. They tell your cells to heal wounds, regulate hormones, support your immune system, and manage inflammation. They're a natural part of your biology. Here's the catch. Just like everything else, our natural production of these critical peptides drops off as we get older. This decline is linked to wrinkles, fatigue, muscle loss, and a weaker immune system. The revolutionary idea behind peptide therapy is surprisingly simple. What if we reintroduce specific peptides back into the body to restore those youthful signals? What if we could send in specialized messengers to nudge our cells to act young again? This isn't just a theory anymore. Peptide research is exploding. Scientists are isolating and creating specific peptides designed to tackle the root causes of aging. They're not just treating surface-level symptoms like wrinkles. They're targeting the core machinery of aging at the cellular level. We're going to look at 3 of the most exciting peptides leading the charge: epitalon, FOXO4-DRI, and MOTC. Each one has a unique and powerful way of intervening in the aging process. First up is one of the most famous peptides in the anti-aging world, epitalon. Developed after decades of research, mostly in Russia, epitalon's main claim to fame is its effect on those protective shoelace tips on our DNA, our telomeres. As we covered, telomeres shorten with age, which is a major driver of cellular decline. Epitalon works by stimulating an enzyme called telomerase. The job of telomerase is to repair and lengthen telomeres, basically turning back one of the key clocks of aging. By activating this enzyme, epitalon helps protect our DNA and may extend how many times a cell can divide before it gets old and senescent. The results from studies on human cells and in animals have been remarkable, showing that it can activate telomerase and lengthen telomeres. But that's not all. Epitolon also seems to have a restorative effect on the pineal gland, which produces melatonin. Melatonin isn't just for sleep, it's a powerful antioxidant that protects our cells from damage. As we age, melatonin levels plummet, leading to poor sleep and more cellular stress. Research suggests Epitolon can help restore melatonin production, which could improve sleep and add another layer of protection against age-related decline. While some smaller human studies have shown promising results, like reduced mortality rates in older adults, it's important to note these studies haven't been widely replicated or independently confirmed on a large scale. The science we're talking about is moving at lightning speed, and it's easy to get left behind. If you want to stay on top of the latest in longevity research and understand what these breakthroughs could mean for you, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. You won't want to miss what's coming up. If Epitolon is about preserving healthy cells, our next peptide, FOXO4-DRI, is all about taking out the trash. It's a specialized assassin designed to hunt down and eliminate those zombie cells we talked about. This puts FOXO4-DRI into a revolutionary class of drugs known as senolytics, therapies that specifically target and destroy senescent cells. Here's how it works. In a zombie cell, a protein named FOXO4 clings to another protein, p53. This connection shields the cell from self-destructing, allowing it to keep spewing inflammatory junk. FOXO4-DRI is basically a decoy. It's engineered to get inside the senescent cell and break up that protective partnership. It latches on to p53, freeing it from FOXO4's grip. Once p53 is free, it triggers the cell's self-destruct sequence, and the zombie cell is eliminated. The genius of this approach is its precision in animal models. FOXO4-DRI appears to selectively target senescent cells, leaving healthy cells unharmed, which is essential for a safe therapy. The results in animal studies have been stunning. Mice treated with a FOXO4-DRI-like peptide showed renewed physical fitness, better hair growth, and improved kidney function. Studies on human cells in the lab have also shown it can effectively clear out senescent cells. By getting rid of this biological sludge, FOXO4-DRI has the potential to cool down chronic inflammation and rejuvenate tissues, actively cleaning up damage that's already been done. Our final peptide, MOTS-C, zeroes in on another key aspect of aging, the breakdown of our cellular power plants, the mitochondria. Mitochondria convert the food we eat into the energy our cells need to survive. As we age, their function sputters, leading to fatigue, metabolic issues, and less physical ability. MOTS-C is special because it's actually made by our mitochondria and plays a direct role in regulating energy. Naturally, its levels decline as we get older in both humans and mice. The exciting part is that reintroducing MOTS-C appears to reboot our metabolism. Research shows that MOTS-C can improve how our body handles insulin, protect against obesity caused by a bad diet, and help our bodies burn fuel more efficiently. This is why MOTS-C is often called an exercise mimetic. It seems to copy some of the key metabolic benefits you get from a good workout. One landmark study gave MOTS-C to mice of different ages. The results were wild. Older mice, equivalent to over 65 in human years, doubled their running capacity on a treadmill after treatment. They essentially reversed their age-related fitness decline. By recharging our cellular batteries, MOTS-C could help fight age-related metabolic diseases, preserve muscle, and restore youthful energy. After all that incredible potential, it's time for a reality check. The title of this video asks if peptides can cure aging, but the real scientific answer is more like yes. But while the promise is enormous, we have to be honest about the limitations. Peptides are not a magic pill that will make you immortal. First, the vast majority of the most dramatic research, especially for senolytics like FOXO4-DRI and metabolic boosters like MOTS-C, has been in animal models, mainly mice. While mice are a fantastic starting point, what works for them doesn't always translate perfectly to human biology. For many of these next-generation peptides, human clinical trials are still in the very early stages. Second, even for a peptide like Epitolon, which has some human data, The studies were often small or conducted outside of the large-scale, rigorous regulatory approval process we rely on for modern medicine. There is still a ton to learn about long-term safety, the right dosages, and possible side effects in different groups of people. Finally, aging is an incredibly complex beast, tied to our genetics, lifestyle, and environment. It's highly unlikely that any single peptide, or even a cocktail of them, will ever be a complete cure. Think of these molecules as powerful tools to modulate the aging process, not stop it cold. They work best as part of a bigger picture that includes a healthy diet, regular exercise, and quality sleep. So where does that leave us? We are standing at a pivotal moment in the science of longevity. Peptides like apiteolon, FOXO4-DARI, and MOTIC represent a massive shift in how we think about aging. For the first time, we're moving beyond just managing symptoms and are starting to target the fundamental biological drivers of aging itself. We have tools that can potentially protect our telomeres, clear out zombie cells, and reboot our cellular engines. While a true cure for aging is still on the horizon, these peptides offer the very real possibility of dramatically extending our health span, the number of years we live in good health, free from chronic disease and decline. The research is moving faster than ever, and as more human data comes in, peptide therapy is on track to become a key part of preventative and regenerative medicine. The journey is far from over, but the evidence is compelling. We may not have found the fountain of youth, but we have found a powerful set of keys to unlock our body's own potential for resilience and repair. What are your thoughts on this revolutionary science? Do you think peptides are the future of anti-aging? Or is it still too early to get excited? Drop your opinion in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown valuable, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs to see it. Thanks for watching.